Hello, my name is Ninja Zombie Zero, and today I guess I'm restarting something I've done maybe 6 months ago, and that is starting up a Caveman in the Cosmos Let's Play, I suppose. I'm using the latest SBN build. Let me load it on my side so I can hear myself. But this is Caveman in the Cosmos. If you're not familiar with this is a mod. I want to say like 8 years ago. It's up to version 38 now since last time I played it, as well as the SBN build being. Sorry if I click out the menu, the caveman music goes away. I should have been more prepared, but I wasn't. Okay, the latest SBN build I'm using is 10.134. And the last build I used was like 8,000, so it's like 2,000 plus changes since then. Anyway, I was fiddling around with the settings. Not that one. We're gonna make a custom game. So I've like shaken off 6 months of rest, probably more than that, because I do not remember what I was doing. But I've looked at the rules that I'm going to be using. I guess the conduct. I will try to see if I can paste. It's pretty much the same, just with some differences. The speed is still going to be eternity, starting prehistoric. I'm looking at my list. Size, I think is huge is fine. I think I remember saying don't use anything bigger than gigantic. Speed is eternity, size is huge. There's like a lot more settings I've seen. I filled up a little bit of it. Difficulty, difficulty I'm setting up, I'm pushing up from Monarch to Emperor. Settings, the settings on victory is gonna be mastery. It means even if I should say made the space or did the diplomatic victory, this game will play all the way until the end, which chances are either I'll finish or I might just stop halfway in. We'll see. Let's see, the settings we're using. There's none of these so far. I'm turning on no revolutions because it caused issues last playthrough with like civilizations splitting apart because of excess crime and such. I'm gonna leave Inquisitions on, along with limited religions. Start as minor civs. The point of Caveman in the Cosmos is you start in the prehistoric era and you start as a minor civ. You are at constant war with anyone you find until the writing tech, which is in the next era, the ancient era. Usable mountains. Egypt mountains are used starting in the ancient era onward. Surround and destroy, it's sort of makes sense. You're surrounded, you're gonna have an easier time defeating enemies and such. Diplomacy. Barbarians can have generals. Turning off zones of control is because it causes issues. Culturally Star is just fun. Advanced economy, just fun, I guess. Realistic culture spread. Changes the way culture it changes the way culture affects like how your borders spread. Like it's gonna be harder if you're say in a forest or hills. It's gonna be harder for culture to reach there. Larger cities, because why not? If I didn't click this, then cold cities won't have a 3 tile radius until like I think Renaissance, I think onward. I forget the exact era. Realistic Corpse, United Nations. New to this playthrough, I'm gonna put on no city limits from Civics, just to see what sort of chaos happens. Infinite experience, just because, like I said, we start prehistoric, there's gonna be so many turns, and it's not really gonna make sense to have like a XP cap. Developing leaders, I'm still leaving on along with start without positive traits. This pretty much means that Civs, our Civ and, hold on. Developing leaders pretty much means that Civs will start without traits. Usually start with 2 traits. I believe it's a good positive trait and 2 positive and a negative trait. So with this, along with start without positive traits, our Civ will get its first trait, or second trait, and a negative to go along with it. It'll make things more interesting because there's so many different Civs in the game. A lot of them. Combat mods, which I'll go over once they become relevant. Minimum city border. Wait. No, I don't want that one on. I must have toggled up accident. More rivers, more resources. Add more to this. Add more variety. Specialists give experience to cities that train according. That train stuff like well, it'll make sense later. But specialists will give experience along with any other benefits they have. Teleporting hunter rewards. This is more of a convenience for me and AI. Normally, if you hunt, you have to take your captured animal all the way to the city. It's more tedious than anything. Amnesty, and this is, I don't think this is new, but it's just something that came with version 28, 38. The combat mod. Neanderthals will have cities. During the prehistoric era, they're tougher variants. They're tougher versions of barbarians. Cities will also start with 1 tile, and that, along with the realistic culture spread, will make the starting cities, I guess, more interesting. Like starting out, we won't even be able to work the surrounding tiles next to us. Realistic siege. I think that's the only one. One for losing. I think this is from version 38, but it makes smaller civs, or civs that stop being barbaric and become a proper civ relevant. Actually, what I have in my notes is I'm supposed to turn the size down to huge. Emperor difficulty. So me and looks like 10 civs starting out. There'll be more civs and there'll be lots of chaos, I'm sure, by the time we exit the ancient era. But let me just get rid of this notepad so I can see. How to. And I guess spawn map that we'll be using. I will be uploading this to YouTube. Probably not a raw chunk. I'll probably We'll stop the local recording here and there, so it could be more manageable than me trying to cut these gigantic raw footages into like 30-minute chunks. But you can sort of see, well, because I'm using a huge map, you can sort of see like the transition of the arrows. It's a nice touch. I'm pretty sure the map will probably crash here and there, and I'll leave that in. Let's see who we start as, or who you'll be. I'll get more into other concepts as the game progresses. Yeah. Advice. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this so I don't forget in the future. While I have it on a different window. Just don't forget Okay, who are we? Neat, we're different. We're not Asian culture. We are playing as Red Cloud of the Native American Empire. Civs don't have a unique unit in Came in the Cosmos. Instead, they have a native culture. It's like a group culture thing. So there's like, say, North American, European, Asian, etc., etc. I think there's 5 or 6. But we have native North American culture. I'll get more into that later. Oh, the same thing happened as last time. I was doing a test yesterday, where there's only one way to solve this. I need to back out, so let's put it look unprofessional. No, I might also keep you guys, let me show you guys on my end how difficult this is to, I guess, resolve. I have to go back to that. I also show the YouTubers like what happens when the game crashes or something goes horribly wrong, which it probably will, because it's Caveman of Cosmos. But it's weird when the game starts. I have to save it and exit. I am using version 38. I know version 30.5 came out. But I'm hoping that just using the current SVM build is pretty much the same thing as... Oops. It's the same thing as updating... downloading the 38.5. I guess during my off time, I'll probably, between sessions, I guess, do research and find out, because I usually start as the Asian culture for some reason. We rolled the Mongols, I believe. I didn't even see what the map looked like. Okay, there we go. Let's see. It's been a while. Okay, that controls that. So we have this stone thrower. I'm gonna set you to quick march. That will give him some extra movement, but in exchange, he's gonna have half strength, which doesn't really matter. I just want to lay of the land, as it were. What do we have with our Homo sapien? It's pretty important because, well, we won't have a chance to make more cities for quite a while. Also, yeah, there's 8,252 turns, so we're gonna be here a while. I'm curious what's to the north possible. Savannah, that's... wait. Alright, muddy terrain, it counts as 2 movement. We're not gonna be able to see that much. There's a lake up there. I don't know what resources could be, but that settling up there is tempting. I want to be careful with this clubman too. You won't get a clubman for a while. Although it doesn't look like wherever I move it will really matter. You guys my better judgment. I'm gonna split the clubman for now. Size matters pretty much. What happens is you can split a unit to 3 smaller units. They have a third of the stats of the original, roughly. They're weaker in this case. Like a clubman is 2 strength. These guys are 1.33 strength. I want to make sure I can see Twitch chat. Okay, that'll do. So I'm gonna send one of these guys here. Because I'm tempted to settle up here. Maybe right here. We have that plain tile. Let's see. Move one of you guys there. Oh, I didn't give him quick march. Oops. I should do that to you. I don't think it's gonna matter, yeah. Let's see. Wish I had more info about what's there. I mean, it's all freshwater. Tempted to settle there just because the extra commerce. Food's not gonna matter for a while. And eventually, I'll get that and that'll be a bunch of food. Floodplains there. Swamp. Is there bamboo in this area? No, but it looks like here is the ocean. So settle there, maybe build a city there in the future. I don't know. There's also jungle to the north. Could be like in the savannah somewhere. Or like the edge where the jungle sort of... If I settle there... Get hammers, get that. Early commerce would be good. I don't see any point to just go there. I mean, there's not that much grassland, honestly. You have floodplains too. Yeah, we'll settle here. The city of Chaokia. I'm not good with foreign names, even though this is Native American. Let's see. For now, yes, alpha male. So the tech tree. So here's us. Here is the end of the first prehistoric era. And that is 81 techs away if you're rushing it. Getting a lot of the tech in the process, but say we just want to get to the point where we want to build cities. That is tribal, and that's 58 techs away, so it's gonna be a while before we can expand. Let me think real quick. Alright, you're only doing that. or this week's tribe. I mean, our culture is Sweeks. We think. Well, gathering would be a good idea. We're gonna do language first. Well, we get a lay of the land. But our alpha males to get an alpha male so we can have an extra hammer, because we're gonna need all the hammers we can get. When you build your first city, no matter where it is exactly, comes with a tribal guardian. And this is pretty much a law enforcement unit, and it's also can never move from the capital. 2 strength. Its purpose is to prevent like barbarians or Neanderthals from just rushing in and taking over your city. This guy's pretty tough. It has 250 city defense, so it's pretty much a like 7 strength defender. So yeah, it's gonna keep our city safe. I want to get this clubman back together because I'd rather not lose him this early in the game. You just stay there. Like I said, we're not gonna get clubmen for quite a while. Well, not quite a while, but it'll be a while. Just pause. I'm gonna give this guy state of hand. It should make sure that the wildlife doesn't attack us. Oh, that's interesting. But I'm gonna leave it on the quick march, just so we can see. A clubman I'm gonna set back to standard movement. Like quick march, and the other one is risky, I guess. Like if I were to go to like forest march, it's only gonna have a quarter. It's gonna have a quarter less strength for extra movement. So I am gonna merge these guys together and turn on state of hand so it doesn't attack the wildlife, and enhance march. So I should point out our city. Not that exactly. Where was it? All properties. So new to came in the cosmos, there's different properties: disease, crime, education, and pollution. I'm going after language first. It's sort of offset education. We can't see it yet, but it will have negative consequences later on if we continue to let it flop down. Like all this will go up or down. Ideally, you want crime and pollution to be down, education, well, crime, disease, and pollution down. You want education to be positive. Various things will happen if you let one of them go too high. Disease and crime, especially. Let's see where we're at exactly. Yeah, that's the tropics, looks like. The tribal village there. Looks like someone found a natural wonder. Those are important. Also, yeah, it looks like we're in the tropics. Yeah, that was useful. So it looks like we're in a tropical area. Another one. Money. Looks like we're like in the northeastern corner of this continent. I'm gonna send my clubmen to go south. Have this guy go back south. Hopefully, when our culture pops, we get access to that town. These unexplored islands we're seeing, we can't access them yet. It's gonna be a while. Same with even seeing what resources we even have. We'll have this guy go south. Have our stone door look around. Here's a volcano. Don't want to go too close to that thing, but it's there. Another one and some bamboo. Bamboo will be useful later in a later era. Some more natural wonders being discovered. If you discover it first, you get a good chunk of money. I want to do deception. We'll do that and we'll go into gathering next. Pick up this other starting branch. That you have more money. Guess I better judge if I was on my turn right there. Let's see. That one's not gonna matter, so guess start making stone doors next. 44 turns until we even get our first culture pop. Thanks. Not just yet for the Civic.
Language is not only the vehicle of thought, it is a great and efficient instrument in thinking.
The language is just a starting thing. Get access to myths eventually. These buildings are, should you have a natural wonder in your city borders. All of them are powerful if you can make it, especially early game. As I try to show off last playthrough. Community discussions, we'll probably build that next. In fact, I'm gonna try to build that now, especially since, oh, now we can see it. Well, two things actually. So first we can see our city culture. I mean our culture, diversity group. No, we can see like we have North American culture. That's our culture. Same with our native culture. Forgot my phone was on for those type of alarms. But we can see our culture, we can also see it pop up again. So we have North American culture, it's something all these other civs have for Native American. Different civs have their own different cultural group. Like, for instance, Mongols would have Asian culture. French would have European culture, etc., etc. Like major groupings. We have housing. We don't have any housing, so our civs cities will build these special things on their own when conditions are met. There's no houses, so people are sick and upset. We can see our education now. This was ignorance because we let education plummet to under -10. As a result, we're getting penalized with various things. Those cities requiring less food to grow isn't really helping. But we want to offset that by building the community discussions to offset it and get rid of this. We can see disease and like not show you why it's bad. Right now it's just a common cold. People are upset from this, sick. -1% hammer penalty. So people will be upset, and if we let disease and education and crime plummet, your city might just cease functioning, I guess. There's a small crash course. Nothing we can really do about education and disease as much in this era. Let's see, I want the stone thrower to check out what's to the east now. So, have him do that. This club map's gonna continue sending southward to see how far this coast goes. Oh. Let's see, so it looks like we're just like in the tropical edge. We must have spawned in like the northern part of the map, it looks like. But these unexplored islands are pretty much the equivalent of tribal villages. It's just we have no means of accessing these freebie goody huts, as it were. Just continue to go south, I guess, see how far south the city goes. I also turned on terrain damage, so we start seeing like taiga and desert. We're gonna have to go around it if possible. I turn it on just so that it makes things interesting, I guess. That's how far south we can go. There's a rainwater basin there. I said that's pretty neat. Goody hut there. Oh shoot, I just realized I didn't change civics, but I don't think it's gonna matter because I think there's nomadic lifestyle gives one now. I think gathering does, if I remember right. Let's see, let me check real quick. Buildings, revealings. I think it's scavenging. No. Oh right, it's cooperation. I should just change civics in. So there's a lot of different civics, just like there's a lot of different texts. If I turn on the whole city limit, then you would see that we can't even build that many cities. But since disease and crime and to a lesser extent, education influence your city, what your cities can even do. It doesn't make sense to really put a city limit. Let's see, where is it? There's just like different. There's a lot more than the standard. I think 5 civics. There's garbage, education. Just put language. So instead of everyone being more sick, we'll get a little bit more science and culture. No reason not to pick it. More research, always a good thing. So we could see there's other continents nearby. Too bad I don't have a way to reach those yet, but or it could be like one gigantic snake-like continent, who knows. Go over there. This might as well just look at what's over here. There's a pigeon. That's just one of the weaker wildlife. There's a lot more tougher things in the world than that. What's that? Something we could kill, but I'd rather let these units explore. I'm tired, I'm about to go around it. Now we're making 10 beakers a turn. Every bit helps, especially early game. Let's send this guy to go here. We're focused on seeing if we have to get a lay of the land and hopefully not run into a neighbor before our stone door. It's a recipe for disaster. Yes, look at the south, see what's happening. Looks like there's nothing really much to the south other than bamboo. And I'm pretty sure they'll change once we can see what resources are here. Another national wonder getting discovered. It looks like we have our own little plateau. So we're gonna definitely want to expand here, resources or not, in the future. Maybe have a unit defend possible. Don't think they'll attack us, yeah. Maybe they might ambush us, but hopefully not. There's a goody hut there. So it looks like we just have a plateau here, some mangroves. Yep, we have neighbors, we have Vikings. There's something ironic about this. We must have saw one of their units, like here or here maybe. Oh, there they are, and that's the Wanderer. I'm probably gonna lose a stone door just because I decided to scout. That takes well. Just because I decided to have them on running mode. Probably gonna have to scout here or on this forest tile. Let the club and I guess explore if possible. The Wanderer is pretty much like an early scout.
A nomad, I will remain for life, in love with distant and uncharted places.
And let's go. Anyway. So nomadic lifestyle, it gives us access to wanderers that we just saw earlier. They're pretty much a scout, early scout, part of the scout tree. They, I forget. No, I got it backwards. It's like it's part of the hunter tree I think, or scout tree. I forget. I might as well click and check. Well, I guess in between the two. They're a recon. They're a scouting unit. You can either have them be a scout or a chaser, which is part of the hunter tree. Improvements that won't matter for quite a while. So I'm gonna change the stone thrower. Gonna have him back up to this. I might have him explore this. Hope the Vikings are nearby. Scout is fine. But Wanderers have more movement. They're a bit weaker. They're meant really for defense and scouting. They also take longer to build as a result. But they're good against wildlife compared to stone throwers. Don't want to build the alpha female. Alpha male was more important just because of the extra hammer and the benefits it brings. So we're both me and Vikings are both minor Civs. That means pretty much this Wanderer is just gonna keep on poking around. Just heavy fortify for now. So our clubman and scout can reach her. I'll probably have them fortify in this hill forest. Looks like our best defense. Just to keep the Vikings out from our little area. I could probably expand, I guess, eastward. Well, no, westward. And see what happens, I guess. Just cycle through some turns, I guess, until our units arrive. Hopefully don't lose a cloak then to attacking the Wanderer if we have to. Because losing your clubman early is really bad. Not bad for us. Not bad for the Vikings. I think the Vikings have European culture, so the only way to get other cultural groups would be to capture a city from them. So if we were to capture Viking, we get European culture. And besides these cultural groups giving us some culture, we will also get access to specific culture, and that will, I guess, be more relevant once we unlock one of them. Looks like community discussions got finished. So hopefully this will resolve itself. Because right now, still unaware. Maybe like, I guess the only positive of, actually I need to change research in just a minute. The only positive about having negative education is the blissful ignorance. Well, blissful ignorance, which means less anarchy time. There's that wanderer. Fortunately, our scout's not going to really get there in time. Let's see. Change our research. I'll show this local recording went on for like 40 minutes. Let me end it for now. What will happen next? Who knows? But for the next, I guess, part of this session, we'll see what happens. Not complete savages. I'll see you then.